All right, we are live. We are getting closer and closer to being on time. That is amazing. Amazing.
I was on time yesterday.
Listen, if we are not on time, you are not on time.
I am going to use that the next time you say that I'm late. I'm going to say,
If you're late, we
are
are late.
late.
Well, exactly. That's why it bothers me, because it ain't just one of us that's late, it's we. We. If you're late, I'm late. If I'm late, you're late.
okay.
So anyway, welcome everyone. Nice to see all of you. And what?
I'm doing stuff, so you could just
All right. I'm just
do you. I'll figure out where I'm going to sit in a minute.
Yes. Well, I guess we are not ready. So I will talk. So yesterday,
The nerve.
I had an epiphany and recognized kind of what has inspired me throughout the years and like my true ultimate purpose. But I'll tell you, oh, well, for those that yet weren't, with us yesterday or before today, we've been talking about negative beliefs and where those beliefs come from, when they started, how it affects the actions that we take. And then there's a lot of things that really kind of came up to explain why I do the things that I do. And so hopefully it helps you reflect on why you do the things that you do. But yesterday, I because I've been searching for, okay, what makes me happy, and what my purpose is. Well, you got something to say? You got something to say? You got something to say? You turned around like you were going to say something.
No, I was just asking if that was too loud.
Oh, I couldn't hear you because it was so loud. So yesterday, basically I came up with the fact that all my life I've tried to inspire, or my passion is to inspire people to do different shit that enhances the quality of their life, right? But this morning I was stressed. I woke up a little stressed. My wife was a little stressed. She can tell you why she was stressed, or at least I felt that she was stressed. But it's difficult to do different stuff, right? Like even the first thing that came to mind is just the title of what it is, right? Inspire people to do different shit. I'm not a person that really, I have conflicting beliefs in my head. I believe that using certain language is disrespectful. Like I grew up, like we didn't really have, cussing was not allowed in the house, right? So every time I do it, I feel a certain kind of way, I grew up in the Christian church, so that, we were taught, it's a sin to cuss and all this kind of stuff. And so what's interesting is that it's difficult for me to even say it. But when I change it based on what I feel like is more proper, it doesn't really, I'm just doing the same things that I always did. So I'm not doing different stuff. I'm not doing different shit. I'm doing the same thing because I'm acting upon this pattern that I have, which is not speaking my truth. Not really speaking my truth. Because I want to be liked by people. I want people to accept me. I want people to approve, right? So when I say things that trigger people, or when I say things that might offend people, then I'm like, ooh, should I say that? And then I shut it down. So, I was nervous about that and a little bit stressed. And then I thought about all the things that I've gotten in a pattern of doing. It keeps you stuck, So one of the different things that are you good?
Every time.
One of the things that has stressed Kashima, and I'll let you speak for yourself.
Okay.
But she's doing something very different this morning that's stressing her. What is that?
I am moving. Okay, so I'm doing a few different things. What is going on with this? I think it's just the way that we're angled today. That's all.
Let me scoot over.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, there you go. All right. So I think that there's a few different things that are going on. It's not just one, and that's part of it. So we told you all that we just did a whole home renovation and moved back into the house from an RV. All right. So we've been staying in the RV for 2 years with our things in boxes scattered all throughout the house. We had clothes in, one, like, actually I had clothes in every closet of the house because I needed to kind of get to it. And so I had to strategically place our clothing in different areas of the house for 2 years. But now that we're moving back in, it's so difficult for me to go from kind of quote unquote minimalistic living back to where I was before. And it's playing with my psyche because not only do I realize I don't need half the stuff, but now I'm also questioning why I have those things. Is it because some of the things that I've had for like, geez, my daughter is 21. So I've had it for 21 years or more. And I'm like, well, do I really need those things? But I feel like I do, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have it. So now I'm like, well,
And you're probably
is that
emotionally,
a hoarder mentality?
you're probably emotionally connected to those things as well.
Right. Well, that, and like you were saying about belief, my belief is that I'm going to end up using those things because I really do use them. Right? Well, most of them. You say it all the time.
Yeah. No,
like I have clothing that I change I look different all the time. And it's because I wear all of the things that I have, like all of my clothes. So I end up having like a different, look every day pretty much. So my belief was that I will ultimately wear these clothes. So I had to hold on to them. But now I'm like, well, I haven't used these clothes in like 2 years. So it's not really serving its purpose. Why am I holding on to it? So now I just have to get myself to actually let go. So that's, I think a lot of the stress comes from just that whole process of internally trying to figure it out.
Yeah. So I think that it's easier to just say I'll do it tomorrow, because then you can just,
Yeah.
do the same thing that you normally do that doesn't stress you. Because if you think about it, anytime you want to accomplish something, you have to go through something that is different and is stressful. Unless, if you're a chef and you cook every day, that's your pattern. You do it every day. You're used to it, right? And you're just in a pattern, right? You're doing the same thing every day. Mm-hmm. But if you want to become, own your own food truck, or if you want to change the type of cuisine that you cook or what have you, now that's difficult, because now you have to actually do something different, and you have to change up something.
Right, but you also have to break your own belief.
Right.
And I think that's the most difficult part, because
that is
if
difficult.
I identify based on my belief, I identify myself. I always call myself a chameleon, right? So if I identify myself as that, my belief needs to change and say, you can still be you without having so much.
You can still be you
Yeah.
without having so much.
Right.
Okay. Now, how do you change the belief? Like, because one belief is deep inside of you. It's embedded in your subconscious brain.
Yeah.
And then the other belief is something that you kind of make up with your conscious brain, but it has to create a different action. So how do you change that belief?
I don't know. I'm still going through the process. I'll let you know when it happens. I have no idea. And that is what's stressing me out, because I'm normally not, stressed out or anxious type of person. You say it all the time. I don't know how you live like that. You don't have a plan. You're just out there.
Yeah.
So what stresses me out, though, is the inner conflict
Yeah.
that I'm having.
Right. Because to accomplish what you want to accomplish, now you got to have a plan.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have to have
So you got to do
a
different shit.
reason for the plan, and I have to tell myself that reason is contradictory to what I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because the two are complete opposites.
Yeah.
You have excess, and then you have whatever it is that you need, like minimal.
Right. Right.
And how do you kind of,
Yeah. Yeah.
get to a happy medium?
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is hard.
I'm like, in my mind, I went into it this morning. I'm like, okay, I'm in purging mode. And then I got there and I was like frozen. I was paralyzed because I'm like, okay, where do I start? Should I just purge everything and not even think about it? Should I ask for your help? That's why I asked you to help me this morning, because I was trying to think of things that would create the space in my brain to make my body move and do what I needed it to do.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. It's a true battle.
Yeah. Yeah. Our brain gets in the way of action. And really, when you think about it, all it boils down to is taking an action.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's just taking an action. What
But
happens
the first
is
step is always the hardest.
it's because we're so caught up in our brain. Our brain
Yeah.
does not like change. I don't like change. And as much as I pride myself as, living out of my comfort zone and doing stuff that other people don't do and all that, I really don't. No, that's not true. I do things that other people don't do, but I don't do things that are outside of my comfort zone. And
Right.
anytime I do things outside of my comfort zone, it's great,
Yeah.
but it's so hard for me to take that first step, like you're saying.
Yeah.
When we're kids, it's easy because kids, we're growing. Our bodies are growing, our brain is growing, and so we're
Our likes and dislikes change.
likes and dislikes change. But as a kid, we have a need. We have a need to grow. That's why kids get bored. Think about it, right? When's the last time you've been bored?
I'm bored all the time.
You're bored all the time.
Yeah. You act surprised. You know this.
You're bored all the time.
Yes. You know this, though.
I do not know this.
No?
You're bored all the time.
Yeah. We need a whole nother episode on
I am
how
learning.
to explain that.
I don't know how to feel about that. You are bored. I can't think of the last time I've been bored. Like, sitting around. I remember the last time. It's like when you're young, you're just like, oh man, I need something to do. I'm bored, right? And how the kids, I'm bored. Like, go outside and play. Go read, blah, blah, right?
Yeah.
That's how you feel every day.
Yes.
Wow. I just found out that my wife is bored every day.
You don't remember? I used to tell you all the time, like, you're
My-
lucky I'm not bored of you. I
My
always used to
eyes
say
are
that.
literally watering up right now. I'm like devastated.
Why?
How are you
It
bored every day?
I can't. It's hard to explain, but it's like I have to find things that stimulate me in a different way on a daily basis. You know, so it's not the same as like your typical boredom. Oh, there's nothing to do. Mm-hmm. There's a lot to do, but there's a sense of boredom if it's not something that's exciting to me, if it's not something that's different, if it's not an element of surprise or spontaneity. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. No? It's
just
hard to describe.
Poof, my
Are you trying to process?
Yeah, you think you know somebody, right? It's
well, hello.
Man, what are you talking about hello? I'm talking about stuff in the past that you didn't know, not stuff like today, like you sitting around bored today. I told you stuff I did when I was freaking 15 years old. You're like, oh, that's crazy. I was 15. You tell me stuff like yesterday, you know what I mean?
You just don't listen because I've told you that. Have you ever heard me say, you lucky I'm not bored of you? Have you ever heard me say that?
Yes, I've heard you say you're lucky.
So why would I say that?
But listen, I can't just dissect all the stuff that you say.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I say
Well,
that.
I feel very fortunate that you're not bored of me, since you're bored every day in your life
You should.
with me.
No, it has nothing. It doesn't matter. It has nothing
Everything
to
has
do
to
with
do
you.
with me.
No.
All
It's
right.
my brain. It's just my brain. It's
Wow.
okay. That doesn't
All
mean
right.
I'm not happy.
Just boom. I gotta
Okay, I'll let you.
I gotta process. I gotta process this. So
We'll talk about that another time.
man, that's crazy. All right, so now I have a new goal. See, you all are learning stuff as I'm learning stuff. This is uncomfortable for me, by the way. Like, you know, because I am a planner. I like, you know what I mean? So here's what I like to do. I like to study stuff, understand it, apply it to me so I know it works, and then teach other people to do it. That's my comfort zone. That's my pattern. Right? Mm-hmm. Not find shit out like right now and don't know how to what to do.
Don't know how to fix it?
Oh my goodness, can you silence that for me?
Yeah, you're uncomfortable because you can't fix something.
I can't, well, Lord, now that's something I have accepted is, you know, not being able to fix you. I've accepted that. I'm very comfortable. But I don't feel like you're broken, so there ain't nothing to fix.
Oh, that's so sweet. Mm-hmm. That's why I don't get bored of you, because you say stuff like that all the time.
Woo! All right.
All right, back to what we were talking
Back
about.
to, yes.
Regular
good
schedule programming.
gracious.
Sorry.
So here's the other thing that I want to do live to help me do stuff that's out of my comfort zone. Because I do stuff that's outside of other people's comfort zone, but it's still within mine. But in order to grow, Nigel said, I love the stream. That's awesome.
Oh, he was just calling.
I love it. I love it. My son, jumped on and said, I love the stream. I'm like, that's awesome. Nigel, are you still there? If you are, say hello. So, I forgot what I was saying now. Oh, okay.
Outside of your comfort zone.
Yes. So, in order to grow, in order to do something, in order to accomplish something, in order to, change something in your life, right? Because if we do the same stuff, see, now I'm going into teaching mode. But if we do the same stuff, we're going to get the same results. But I'm trying to teach myself.
Okay.
Because there's some stuff that I want to do. I'm nervous to say it because then I got to do it. But this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to jump out of my comfort zone and say it and make an announcement so I can do it, right? So whatever it is, but I got to make it a teachable point to make myself feel better. So whatever it is.
Sorry. He said, look at the chat.
All right, I'm looking at the chat.
Oh, maybe here?
Oh, your universe. I think. No, how you guys doing?
Yeah,
okay, is that you, Nigel? Say it if that's you. You say hi if you're universe. Hey, Tracy, how you doing? Hey, Tracy-a? Tracia? Tracia's like, what? What? It's hard to say Tracia after you say Tracy.
I know, that's why I was laughing.
Why you always have to laugh at me all the time? You know what? I have a bored, non-supportive spouse. That's what I have.
I'm very supportive. What do you mean? I'm laughing with you. No,
Look, our son is
I'm
watching.
not laughing at you. Hey, no.
Now you're learning all the inner things.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he knew that about me.
What? That you're bored all the time?
Yeah. I bet you he understands.
Well, just because he's bored all the time. He's a kid. I bet you he understands me. All right. So, in order to be able to get yourself to accomplish things, we have to do things that are outside of our comfort zone, right? So, one of the things that I know that I need to do, and I don't like doing it, I don't like physical pain or physical discomfort. I just don't. I don't like
don't think most people do.
pushing myself. Well, there's some people that do. There's some, there's some people that do.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I know that I need to do, so there's the, cold plunging. Every time I do a cold plunge, I feel great. After, I hate it when I'm doing it. Because the reason why is because it brings endorphins. I feel great. It decreases inflammation, and it was an accomplishment. And because I accomplished that, now I feel like I can accomplish anything, right? Mm-hmm. So I know for a fact if I do a cold plunge every morning, my day is going to be unstoppable. Like there's nothing that I won't be able to accomplish. But I can't get myself to do it. And so then the brain kicks in, oh, I know what will make me do it. If I set up the environment to make it easy, right? So if number one, I get a cold plunge and do that, right? So then I go and look it up. I'm like, oh man, they're like $2,000-$3,000. I was like, I don't want to invest that much money and then don't use it.
Right.
Like if I use it every day, then it's worth it, right? Because the outcome is well worth it.
Yeah.
But if I don't use it, right? That's why people is like, should I get a gym membership? I don't want to get a gym membership if I don't use it. So then I say, well, I can just put ice in it. I don't have to like get the fancy ones, right? So then I said, well, let me see how that goes, right? Then remember I used the bathtub.
Yeah.
So then I went to this place that sells big bags of ice, blah, blah, and I put like 3-4 bags of ice, literally within 5 minutes, it's like all melted, right? And then you gotta get in, So all of this work for 5 minutes, I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm doing that all the time. So that was out. So then I said, okay, I have to just invest in something that I don't have to do work to actually make it happen, right? But still, now my head is, I want to make sure that I'm going to be consistent. So now, okay, I know. Let me, make sure that we have, the environment. I'm going to do an outdoor shower. So then we created the outdoor shower with the renovations and stuff like that. And then I was like, oh, well, maybe I need a stool with a towel. No. So now, can you relate? My brain is putting all of these steps in front. Do I need all of this stuff? No, I don't. So why am I doing all of these steps first? Because now I'm taking action, and it makes me feel better that I'm taking action, but I'm really procrastinating.
Right.
So the reason why I bring it up is because all of these things that you put in front of you, oh, I got to do this, and this has to be right. Well, I need to order that, blah, 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 blah. It's really your brain trying to keep you from doing what you don't want to do.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So then I said, okay, well, you know what? Let me jump in the cold pool every day and develop a routine. And then if I do that and I develop a routine, then I know I will do the cold plunge, right?
Yeah.
But I still haven't done that because now my brain says, wow, the pool's not cold enough. It's not going to give you the results. So why even do it? Blah, blah. So I'm just making up all these excuses. So what is the answer? The answer is you just have to do it. Yeah. You just have to take that first step. It's the first step. It's the jumping in the pool, period, every day. You just have to do it.
And you mentioned plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the other reason why I'm stressed out is because there is kind of a plan. The plan was to get it done by today,
To get it done by today.
right? Or at least to the point where we could move back into the room tonight,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So there's a deadline.
Since we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, but yet still sleeping in the RV, is that the reason?
You didn't have to say it like that, but yes, that is the reason.
I'm just so I understand, since I'm learning so much new stuff about you today.
That is the reason. So that's what's stressing me out, because I'm like, okay, well, there is no more room for procrastination. There are no more excuses that I can give. It has to be today.
Got it. All right, so you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. We are not sleeping in the RV tonight. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Because the room will be ready for us to sleep in the house.
Correct. The
Okay.
room will not be completed,
I don't
but
need to be complete.
we will be able to sleep there tonight.
Yes. All right. So Kashima has made a declaration that we're going to be able to sleep in the RV. See, I can't. My brain won't let me even change my pattern. We're going to do different shit today, which is sleep in our bed in the house.
Yes.
We get to sleep in the house tonight.
Yes.
All right, boom. There it is. So, for that reason, I'm going to make a pledge. I'm going to jump in the pool and do a quote unquote cold plunge. And I'm going to start that pattern today.
Okay.
Can I start tomorrow?
Nope.
I got to do it today? Because I already took a shower.
Do it tonight.
Do it tonight?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do it tonight, and then I'll do it in the morning.
Okay.
All
If
right.
you do it tonight, then that solidifies in your head that you're doing it.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it tonight, and then I'm gonna get in the sauna, and then I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And then when we come on here tomorrow morning, I will update you all and let you know that it's done. So that way you all are holding me accountable to actually do it.
Yeah.
Good? Sound
I like
good?
it. Yes.
So that's the plan. So it's gonna happen. And then when I'm consistent and I do it like every, at least 5 times a week, I'm gonna pull the trigger and I am going to order the cold plunge. I'm gonna have that out there. And what you smiling at?
I'm just listening.
No, that was a judgmental smile.
No, not at all. I will support you. I will make sure you have towels.
So then I'm gonna pull the plug, I'm gonna get the cold plunge, and then now you want something entertaining. One day, we'll go live while I get in. That's a whole different piece of entertainment right there. Is me getting in the cold plunge. Oh my Lord. Yeah. That's rough. But I'm gonna do it. All right, so there it is. I wasn't planning on it. So how are we gonna fix your boredom?
Well,
That's a problem.
it's not a problem. I've lived like this for over 40 years.
We're gonna have to get you a psychiatrist or
45, gosh, 45 years.
something. Wow. Well, this is another interesting. I have I don't know if he's on here or not, but one of my frat brothers that I pledged with, Alpha Phi Alpha, E Phi. So one thing that we were talking about, so he came in town, right? So he's such an inspiration because he does things that other people, don't do, and he's grown. Him and his family has grown positively because of the things that he proactive.
Very proactive.
Yeah, very proactive, right? So he comes into town and he says, "Oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do this." I go, "We've lived here for years, and I don't know about you, since you probably know about all this stuff since you're bored every day, but I didn't know about this stuff. Like, he did this biking tour that was like amazing, and it gave you like a tour and the history of the city and showed you all these houses and stuff like that. I'm like, I didn't even know that they did that. Like, this is something that we could have done. He, went to this place where you could actually have, like, you order dinner and a movie, but they bring it to you while you're, like, watching the movies. I didn't even know that this place existed. I'm just like, how are you going to come to my town and know more about it than I do?
Right.
And he said something that was just very eye-opening. He says, my wife just Googled top 10 things to do in Naples. Who knew?
Yeah. I knew some of them.
Yeah, who knew? But here's the thing, because we're so used to staying in our little pattern. Get up, do this, do that. We're doing the same thing every day. We don't think about, hey, let's just look up something different to do, because I'm telling you right now, taking action on something different is the only way to grow.
But it also takes planning. And that's where I fall short. And I feel like that is part of the reason why, even though I am bored, and even though I would love to have experiences, I don't pre-plan for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even though I know there's this going on, oh, there's a festival here or whatever, I don't plan ahead to do any of those things.
We're very reactive when it comes to our social life.
Exactly. So then we don't end up doing it because either the time's up or we have to get tickets ahead of time.
It's not available. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I think that's the challenge. And maybe that is going to be my 2025 goal, is to be more proactive at planning and work on planning things. I mean, I've been trying to block schedule stuff since you've known me. you've tried multiple times to help me with that, and so that's kind of part of it.
Okay.
I feel.
Well,
it's a little bit broader, right?
Do baby steps that are easy.
Right.
Don't make it too grandiose.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like broader of a like a action step. So I feel like it's doable.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it. Well, there you have it.
So you work on your cold plunge, and I'll work on my planning.
That sounds good to me. Booyah.
Let's see what happens.
Until tomorrow, we'll give you an update.
Now, because we created this, I know you don't see it as a competition, but in my brain it's a competition. I'm going to be a planner extraordinaire.
I don't know why you like competition so much, especially with me, because you never win. I don't just, like, if I competed with someone and never won, I wouldn't want to compete. I don't know where your motivation is, really.
I know, you're going to sit there and tell these people. I don't even have to say anything. Y'all already know.
Shots fired. Blow, blow, blow.
Put your little ding, 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 ding. Oh, do it again?
That's it. Sound selector. Bop, bop, bop.
No.
No, that wasn't it. All right, we're out of here. Take care, everyone. Happy Sunday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.